Possible and impossible weapons. In addition, in multiplayer mode on one computer, when a bunch of friends sat at the computer and we could observe our reactions. The golden age of gaming fun. The first game was already released in 1995, but it wasn't until 2 years later that Worms 2 brought the series to near perfection. It was a turn-based strategy game, and already at that time the game contained a lot of weapons, nice cartoon graphics, editable maps and a lot of fun. The primary disadvantage was the primitive AI of the enemies. Another 2 years later, Worms Armageddon came, which was originally supposed to be a data disc for Worms 2, but eventually became a standalone game. However, the progress there was no longer significant. And another 2 years later, in 2001, Worms World Party was released, which unfortunately brought almost nothing new, but it was still great fun. The golden era of Worms ends here, and although a large number of successors were released and some were really good, it was never such a success, and unfortunately, these were often console or mobile games. The success of the game is primarily based on the multiplayer, but the single player has nothing to be ashamed of either. There are several modes to choose from. Either you play a training session, where you have to shoot down as many targets as possible with a given weapon within a time limit. Then there is Deathmatch, which consists of many missions. More enemies appear in each subsequent one, while gradually increasing their intelligence. Then we have a Quick Match, that is an automatically generated map with a randomly selected opponent, and above all, there is a campaign. The strong point is certainly not the story, as it is only a collection of 45 missions. However, the missions are quite imaginative with different tasks, and often you have to use your brain to be able to complete the mission successfully. Among the interesting missions, we can include rescuing the crate before the ship sinks, and it is necessary to use ladders, jetpacks and teleport, simply things that are found in a mission. Fly until Armageddon stops and dodge meteors. Strategically cover until you get your weapons. Lure the enemy and others carefully sneak around the map and take them down. Waiting for the right wind and maneuvering to collect the falling packages and get to the other second island. An extremely difficult mission where you have to move across the map in a crazy time limit, and to have a chance to do it, you have to behave very strategically. And for example, fly and collect packages and do it before you run out of energy to fly. We also find several funny missions here, where you have to fly with ship and take gifts from the heads of your worms. shooting down swarms while avoiding falling old ladies. Survive Armageddon again, but this time you can just close your eyes and you will also try bungee jumping. Sometimes you really have to be very clever. I tried several times to do a mission in some way, but then I realized that I have to save the low gravity that wasn't necessary to use before, and you had to use it at right time and right place. And then the mission was already quite easy. But some missions aren't so much about wits as they are about luck, and that makes them quite frustrating. Once, the enemy killed me about 10 times at the last second. But if I did just one small thing differently, he missed it by exactly that second. Do you think that is not enough? You can try multiplayer, which you can easily convert to single player. There are simple missions that you can configure as you wish. You can choose or even pen your own map, choose a team, choose the number of worms, choose team of opponents or even allies, choose various parameters such as how much time the worm has a given round, how long it takes for mines to explode, whether weapons or any upgrades fall in crate such as crosshair, double time, low gravity or jetpack. And of course, you can also choose which weapons are available and when they will be available. Almost everything can be configured. Wasn't it enough? Then there is the downright specialty of this game, worm pods. You can set up to 3 special attributes for each game, such as higher effectiveness of some weapons, dropping more crate, displaying the contents of crate, or even activating blood, which was almost unthinkable before. And there is much more. And if you don't like it anymore, you can play with friends on the same computer or, of course, via the internet. But this will deprive you of a great atmosphere and fun. The gameplay is more or less the same with computer controlled opponents who are quite intelligent here. Well, not so much intelligent as accurate. The computer has 5 levels of intelligence. It's a miracle when the lowest intelligence hits you. It's a miracle when the highest intelligence doesn't hit you. They don't come up with any super tactical actions, but it's usually not that necessary. But if you get him into a hole and if he doesn't teleport, he will just blast you with his weapons. And that brings us to weapons and various useful things. Among the best are, for example, jetpack or a ninja rope, which allows you to get to places you cannot reach on foot. If you need to get down a hill, you will appreciate a parachute or bungee. Alternatively, you can build a rope from girders. And weapons? Well, the basics are bazooka, grenade, and shotgun or Uzi. But you can also get guided missiles, dynamite, flying ship, minigun, flamethrower, or holy grenade and banana bombs. Everything is cool, but only the super weapons are the real bringers of destruction. There are Earthquake, Armageddon, Nuclear Test, and my favorite donkey, and many more. Here, it's really worth the looks of your friends when you get a gun like this, because it's obvious going to hurt someone a lot. And how is the gameplay? In one word, divine. Of course, the graphics are not the best, but the 2D view definitely has its charm, and at the same time everything is much clearer and more distinct. Worms 3D is nice, but it just isn't the same anymore. And if the cute cartoon graphics are not enough, you can try the remastered versions from 2015, which brought graphics in higher resolution. As far as I can remember, I didn't encounter any bugs while playing. Well, except for one. Before starting the game, you must turn off full screen optimization in exe file settings, otherwise it will crash. But if you don't forget this, you can enjoy an almost endless amount of fun. Worms War Party is a really great game. It contains many diverse missions in campaign, the possibility to play with friends on one computer, it contains many weapons and incredible modifiability. The main disadvantage of the game is that it has almost no improvements. And I don't know what more to say, so perhaps one mission in campaign is terrible. Thank you for watching the video. This was the last video in this series, at least for now. It's time to take a break and gain new energy. I hope you enjoyed our retro reviews, and we will be grateful if you subscribe to this channel. If there is interest in our reviews, we will definitely come back with more new videos. So bye and see you one day!